Hey guys, it's Headfirst For Halos here, doing this question and answer video. Thank you to everyone who asked questions. You are all amazing, and it's really lucky that we have good fans, or else we wouldn't have made this video, and it'd be super awkward to be like, sorry.
Didn't have enough questions.
Yeah. Alright, so first question here is from Caitlin Rose on Instagram. Thank you for asking your question. She said, hey guys, who/what inspired your music? And since Battle Not With Monsters is our main release right now, I'd say for me, any lyrics I wrote, like for The Abyss or Plague, I was reading a lot of philosophy and poetry at that time, so I was trying to write lyrics a little more poetic rather than just straightforward. So both of those songs are pretty thematic in what they're about, and they work on more than one level, which is what I enjoyed writing at that time.
Lyrically for me, I try to give it, I'm a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, so I try to give it the emotion that Anthony Kiedis does, along with personal experiences thrown in it between my favorite books, Genocide, Drug Abuse, Morning Glory, etc., etc.
Musically, I was listening to a bunch of different genres. I still listen to a bunch of different genres, but I try to pull from multiple genres to create something a little bit more unique than to what I've been listening to. So I would have some poppier rock elements come out with some heavier elements to make something new, hopefully.
Yeah, I had a similar experience to Joe. I was listening to a lot of Bring Me the Horizon at the time, but also I was listening to a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers and like Rage Against the Machine and bands like that. So I was pulling a lot of like elements from both. And like in Genocide, there's a lot of slap bass, which was obviously pulled from that specific genre of music.
All right. Next question here comes from Arden18 from Instagram. Thank you for your question. She said, what was it like working with Dear Desolate and having Chris feature in Awoken with you guys? I think we can all agree that we all love Dear Desolate very much.
Yeah.
And
Great dudes.
we're definitely really good friends with them. So working with Brandon as a friend was amazing, and as a producer was amazing.
No, he's fantastic.
He's really great. And having Walsh come in and do those vocals, actually, I thought of doing that a while ago, back I think right after the Cat's Cradle show, and we now just got around to it now that our style is a little bit closer to them. So it was really, really fun, and we are absolutely in love with the end product.
Walsh didn't actually get to be in the studio by the time we were there. He had some scheduling things that was fine. So we didn't get to see him record. So after the final product, when Brandon sent it to us and we heard Walsh's part for the first time, I'm pretty sure I cried. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really great. It turned out really awesome.
Working with Dear Desolate in general, at the Cat's Cradle show, that was the first
time we played with them, yeah.
Yeah, and since then, it's just been great. So I'll just go on the record. Just thanks Jeffy, Tyler, Chris, Walsh, and Brandon just for everything, playing with us, sharing good times with us. It's been awesome. And love Awoken. So good. Love it.
Yeah, they're like our little band best friend, you know?
They're our mentor, yeah.
All right, here we go. And Harlequin17, Harlequin Girl 17, I'm sorry, from Instagram. Thank you for the question. She says, does writing music come easy for you guys? Have you ever had a severe case of writer's block? I think lyrically, no, I generally write pretty all at once. It's just like when I come up with one line, the rest follows pretty easily. And then musically, these are all really cool guys, and I really like writing music with them.
I
so
appreciate it.
It's pretty natural if I have an idea that I feel comfortable bringing to them. And since I have no life, I get to write a lot. So yeah, I think we have generally a surplus of material. If anything, we have too much stuff to work on.
Lyrically, I've had some writer's block, but whenever I do, I'll just throw together an idea, put all my emotion into it, and phrase it very, very poorly. And then I'll be like, hey, Danley, help me phrase this better. And so he'll use synonyms and make it all sound phenomenal. So,
I'm basically the thesaurus of the band.
Yes.
So.
He's a dinosaur.
No. Let's see. Musically, I don't think we ever have a writer's block moment. We tend to write everything together at practice. Like, we'll throw in ideas separately, but we try to write all the music together as one element instead of having one person write all the music. And I'm pretty sure we only got stuck on one thing for maybe at most 20 minutes where we didn't know what to do with it. And then someone would throw something else in there, and it might even be one note difference, and then we're just like, yeah, and then we move on from it. And if we don't like it, then we scrap it and move on. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, Joe pretty much.
Especially like with this new album, I find that a lot of the stuff when we're writing like choruses. Joe,
Oh.
Sean, and I will be working on it, and we'll be like, man, that's pretty good. And then we'll have Zach come in, and he'll be like, sing the most perfect thing we've ever heard, and then we'll be like, oh my god! So I feel like that's been our process for pretty much every song on the new album. So be excited. Be excited. It's pretty sick. All right. Meredith Lodge from Instagram. Thank you for your question, Meredith. Said, how long have you all been playing your instruments, and how long did it take you to learn? Parentheses, Zach, when did you start singing? And parentheses, smiley face. All right. Well, thank you, Meredith. I've been playing for about 2 years before Headfirst started. And then about what's been?
It's been 3 years almost. It'll be.
I
3
guess
years.
I guess I played for a year and a half before I first really started, and then since then it's been like 2 years, so 3.5 years of guitar. As far as how long it took me to learn, probably like 2 months. How long it took me to be good, probably
Not
like
yet.
2.5 years. Now, pretty much after Battle Now Monsters came out, I'm like, all right, well now I'm all right. I'm pretty good.
I've been singing since 6th grade, but in 6th grade I was in choir. We did a lot of pop, and I was really, really into alt and indie music with the Blue Suits, my old band. So I've been singing a lot of, I sang bass in high school. So I've actually only been singing this genre since Headfirst started. So I'm relatively new to this kind of music.
I got a cheap drum set for Christmas when I was 10 years old because I thought Phil Rudd of AC/DC was the epitome of all drum talent on the planet. And I thought it was cool. So sat down and started playing it, and I hated it. So I stopped playing for 3 years. So
13.
9
well,
years.
I'm 20. Well, I'm 22 now.
Yeah,
So
9
like
years.
I've been playing for 9 years, but seriously, probably like really practicing every day, probably about 6 or 7 years, and that's drums. Yep.
Yeah, I started around right around the end of like 8th grade, and I'm a senior in high school now, so about like 3.5 to 4 years, about to be 4. Let's see. I actually started on this small. It was honestly like almost a guitar. It was like about as long as a guitar. It wasn't as long as a bass. It was called the Bronco bass.
More dinosaurs.
And boy, it took me
More
forever. But it was I loved it as soon as I picked it up. That summer, I like sat down and I like played it all summer.
You learned every Chili song I told you
Yeah,
to
Zach
learn.
was like, "We're gonna start a band, and you have to learn all 50 of these songs." And I was like, "I'm gonna do it," and I
And
did.
he did.
Cool.
It was
And,
tons of hard songs too.
And I
We
think,
played none of them, so
yeah, funny
Let's put to
enough,
good use.
like I'm pretty sure now what Headfirst is now, none of us have ever been in a band like that.
No.
Like I never been in a band with a drummer before, really.
Arcadian
And,
Project, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, it was a pretty steep learning curve for all of us.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that question. That was a good one. Maggie Delgado 913 on Instagram says, "How have your parents supported/not supported your music?" All right, that's a good one.
Your mom hates your music.
Yeah, my mom is a really big fan of Damn It Janet, and she's a mom fan of the rest of our music, but
She's like, my son is so good.
she wouldn't put it on in the car and really play it for her friends or my grandma or anything. But my dad was a pretty famous local musician, and beyond that, back in the day, so he's been really supportive, and he's pretty much the reason why I really wanted to start learning guitar, because he's probably the best guitarist I know personally. So yeah, they've been very nice and helped me out and let me play very loud music back when I used to live with them.
My dad recorded music for 10 years before I was born. So when I started, when I was like, hey, like, can my new band practice here? My dad was like, yes, please play your music. And we practiced at my house. And my mom knows every single lyric to every single song we've ever written. And whenever she gets drunk, will always come up to me and tell me how great I am and sing all my lyrics to me. So my parents are very, very, very supportive.
Yeah, I'll go off that really quick for the answer. Big thanks to Zach's father for letting us play here, because otherwise we'd be much poorer. We'd have to rent a space and then we'd be fucked. So A+ parenting.
Yeah.
I don't think my parents like the more heavy side of the music. And, like, they understand why I like it, but they don't like it. Like, they would put it on in the car. I don't know if they like to, but they probably just do it because
Why not?
why not? But My dad has dumped hundreds of dollars into helping me pay for drum stuff. So, and he's supporting me with all this, and he comes to both my parents come to they try to come to as many shows as possible. So they I'm pretty sure they fully support everything that I do.
Yeah, my parents have been super supportive throughout all of this. I think they actually like our music.
Yeah.
Like, I think they actually.
Yeah,
Your
your
parents
dad.
might be
Your
getting
dad Sean's dad goes to the pit. He
He's
goes
like,
right in the pit.
"Yeah!"
So.
And so, yeah, I think that they've been really supportive. They've also helped me money-wise for purchasing the equipment I need. They show it to their friends. They come to as many shows as they can. So.
And
Big
before the
thanks to
next
them as
question,
well.
we want to just thank all of our parents for supporting us through all of this and being really, really great. Because all of our parents are pretty awesome.
All right, Maddie MCCR from Instagram. Thank you for your question, Maddie. Says, do you write lyrics first or come up with the melody first? All right, so since I don't really ever sing in this band, I think lyrics first for me. And then Zach probably
Melody first.
melody, and then we work together on lyrics.
Yeah.
Really at band practice. Then we'll sit down at the end and kind of work on that.
I kind of make a beat, and they're like, "Yeah," and then they write stuff, and then
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Yeah."
I say it goes like raw instrumentals, and then we make the lyrics based off that, and the melody gets refined. And
Yeah.
then,
And generally, not giving too much away, but with the new stuff, I actually went back to the Google Doc that I have all this stuff on, and I started it August 14th of last year.
Dang.
So we've had the idea out for a really long time. So it helps a lot to be like, well, this song's going to be this portion of the
then we have the
story, and then we write it like that. So we generally have, it's like an idea for the song, and then melody, and then words. If that's like, we have what it's about, and then melody, and then actual lyrics that are not just. All right, Jackson Sadinsky. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. That happens to me all the time, so I'm very sorry we did. Jackson Sadinsky from Instagram has 2 questions. First one, who composes the electronic aspects? There's from Bound on the Monsters, and he's probably talking about like Awoken. Brandon did all those.
Brandon's great.
So thank you very much, Brandon, for helping us out in the studio like that.
Battle Out with Monsters was a lot of Jim worked.
Yeah, we didn't
he was
really-
fantastic.
We didn't really write any of that.
With the
Yeah.
the alien aspect in Xenocide, Jim happened to have a theremin, which would be used to make the sound effects for the old like 50s alien movies,
It was
and so
beautiful.
it made it sound really like vintage and
Yeah.
cool. I loved it.
And then my second question is, would you ever consider releasing vocal stems for remixes? Which I think we'd all be very open to that.
I'd be down.
Especially with the new kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we will consider that in the future. So thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah.
And if you do a remix of one of our songs, that'd be really awesome. And please
I
send
would-
it to us.
I would be very, very
We
happy.
really love that.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Alright. Okay, and now we're moving on to Tumblr, which many of these are anonymous, so if you ask
Actually,
this
all of these
question,
are
all of
anonymous.
them. So if you ask this question, thank you very much. We love you a lot, but we
Yeah,
don't know who
Thank
you
you so much for asking.
are. Alright. Who are your favorite bands/artists, and what kind of music genres do you listen to?
Oh God, prepare for diversity out the
Yeah.
ass.
Alright, so personally, my favorite band is Coheed and Cambria. But really, I'd say whenever I kind of try and want to get in the mindset for this band, like Monuments, and I dabble in Periphery. But
Good.
Joe's the master, obviously. But I dabble. I stick my toe in the water of Periphery. And
I'm supposed to take a bath in it.
lyrically, I guess lyrically, I don't really take inspiration from a lot of other bands. Kind of Pierce the Veil, just because I think Vic
Pierce
Fuentes
the Veil
writes
has
a lot of good
They have
lyrics.
some quality lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
phenomenal.
probably lyrically them, or I guess a lot of books. So yeah,
My top 5 favorite bands are Red Hot Chili Peppers,
I didn't know we were doing top 5. All right, whatever.
U2, Coldplay, Muse, and Fountains of Wayne. So I listen to a lot of indie and alternative music. They've been getting me into heavier stuff. Like I've been a Muse guy and Rage Against the Machine. They got me into Bring Me the Horizon, Ice Nine Kills, Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens. So I've been getting more into that lately. But I've always been an indie and alternative kid. So
right now, I listen to a lot of heavier, more metalcore-ish style music. And I love progressive stuff. Like I love Periphery's my favorite.
obviously.
Love Animals as Leaders, instrumentally. I love Silent Planet with a passion. I just got into them a few months ago. August Burns Red, they're another one of my favorites. But I also love My Chemical Romance.
Of course.
I grew up with, Green Day, grew up with
tons of My
AC/DC, grew up with Aerosmith. I've seen Bruce Springsteen live. I've seen Rush live. I mean, I kind of listen to everything, but primarily heavy stuff for me right now.
Honestly, anywhere between like freaking Led Zeppelin and Phineas.
Oh,
Anywhere between that. Yeah.
That's a pretty big between.
I like most types of music. Yeah, like I even like folk music and like reggae.
Folk
and,
music's
like,
really
what-
good.
like I can jam it.
We'll break it down in the van and we're touring. Listen to some Puff the Magic Dragon. So, ain't no judgment in this band.
And All Star by Smash Mouth.
All right, well, everyone loves that song. If you
That
don't
song's
like
great.
I don't want to hang out with you. All right. How can us fans support you more? In each of your own opinions, what do you think us fans should do? Interact more? Not be shy? All right, that's a really good question, actually. Really good one.
Yeah.
Just because it's really relevant. I think my favorite kind of fans are the ones who, when we're playing, I can look out and they're like jumping up and down, or
Singing along.
they know all the words and they're not even have to know the words, but if you're just like feeling it and I can tell that you're feeling it. That makes performing way easier because. I mean, we all look like we're having a lot of fun on stage, but it's really scary.
We just don't
Really
want
scary.
like we're really scared of you all being bored or uninterested.
So
That's the
it
biggest
just makes
fear.
it a lot easier when you look out and everyone's like, and you're like, yeah, all right, I'll do that too. I don't look like weird now, So and then really, I mean, if you just tell your friends about us, tell them to check us out. Really aggressively, like call them like every night at 2 a.m. like, "Did you listen to Headfirst For Halos?" But harass all your friends with our name. But in all seriousness, just really,
And just a little thing, if you come up to us after a show and just say that was good job.
That's
that
always really nice to hear.
Literally
Yeah.
everything.
I think fans not being shy is great. I mean, obviously they're awkward, so they understand if you guys are shy and don't want to
It's
talk.
like approaching a wild animal. They are more scared to talk to you
Exactly.
than you are to talk to
That's
them.
very true, Sean and I. Yeah,
So not being shy is cool. Dancing around is great. I like it when people sing the lyrics because obviously I'm singing and I'm like, they know what I'm saying. This is great. So that's always cool. Tell your friends about us. Tell your family if they are interested in some of our genre of music.
And if they don't like us, they can tell all their friends about how bad we are, and we still get
there we go. No bad publicity.
No bad publicity.
publicity.
Your turn, Sean.
I don't know any of you guys.
All right, we got it.
And
All right,
everything right on that.
sounds
so
good
sorry.
to me.
I'm so sorry,
Well,
Sean.
that's specifically for your opinions.
What's your opinion, Sean?
All right. Well, yeah. Obviously, like I love it whenever like I look out and I can see that everybody's having a great time. That's really important to me. And I don't know. I mean, as long as you have fun, then I'm having fun. And
That's really good. Yeah. That's
and
good.
I know that, and like they said, like if you come up and say like you did great afterwards, even if you're lying, it makes us all feel really good.
We don't know that you're lying. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, anonymous number 3 said, "Are there any specific fans you want to thank you for helping you guys?" Really, everyone who gave to our Kickstarter and is the reason we got to record Battle Now with Monsters.
Oh yeah.
Is a huge thank you because I mean we owe you guys that EP because it was really expensive and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. And
Giovanni?
and Courtney Moses,
Yeah.
definitely. I know she made us that video.
And she came to
About all
our
of
first show.
Yeah, I
ever.
think she's been to almost every show. The whole Slater family, I'd say.
Oh God, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
really thanks for all the support. It's really obvious you guys care a lot about this band.
Giovanni, as I said earlier, Tori and Sophie Peck, they've been crazy. They've showed everybody they've ever met us, and they're just so passionate. And Christian and Kelsey, they started dating because they both came to a Headfirst concert, And ever since, we've been like their band, and they are the cutest couple, and they'll support us no matter what we
And
do.
they gave us so much money.
Yeah, really. So I mean, really, them and the Pecks.
Yeah, Tori and Sophie.
Were a huge reason why I got to record Babylon Monsters. So
And Cole.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Cole Frederick,
Yeah.
one of my best friends. He contributed so much to us. We actually owe him a show.
Yeah, we
So,
do.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
And then I'd probably say beyond that, even though it's kind of boring, our families.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we wouldn't have a practice space, and we wouldn't be where we are now because without them.
Mama's always our number one fan.
On that note, anonymous number 4. Are there any fans that catch your guys' attention? What fans can you remember at the top of your heads? So really, we just named a whole bunch. We kind of answered that question.
Yeah.
Just with this last one. All the people we just listed, and then as for the catching our eye, that was answered in the question before last. I mean, if you're rocking out at shows, we talk about our fans like backstage, like, man, those guys were really digging it. That was really cool.
Recently, I think at a couple of shows we've had, like when we went there to South Carolina, like Kimberly Fowler and Mandy. I know she hates her name. And then Mandy's boyfriend was really nice. Victoria and Evie at Charlotte. And then another big one is like Stephen Bullen, the guys in the Empire. They all jam out
Oh, yeah.
so hard.
Oh, and Morning After.
Yeah,
They're
dude,
really
Morning After.
like,
everybody there. Frank, Anthony.
when we covered House of Wolves in Chapel Hill,
They
I was
went
just like,
ham.
oh, there it is.
And of course, Dear Desolate Guys, too. We thank them so much anyway.
All right. All right, here's a good one. And depressing. The answer's going to really make us all sad. How much does it cost to be part of a band?
Oh, God.
Not just money-wise, but time-wise.
Oh,
Have
my
you watched
God.
Full Metal Alchemist?
So-
It's an arm and a leg.
All right, so money-wise answer, firstly.
Not for me that much, actually.
I'm going to say
Shit. I gotta get a new mic, but...
I've probably got $2,500 worth of stuff in this corner right here.
That's our
And
merch.
then there's always going to be more stuff that I want to buy. And I'm not totally happy with everything I have right now. So there's a constant upgrading. And then time-wise, so much time. Even when you're not... We practice for like 5 hours a week. And then driving to shows, coming back from shows, especially if they're out of state, takes forever.
Yeah,
So we've all had to sacrifice. I've had to take time off of work.
same.
And they've had to leave school. So, oh man, I'd probably say like 50 hours a month is
If
probably spent on band stuff for me now that I've taken over kind of.
It's
Booking
not.
and all that.
It's not even a set cost because you're always breaking guitar strings. I'm breaking cymbals. I'm breaking heads. I'm breaking sticks. Your drum shells get warped from lack of a good insulated practice space, and then you're like, oh look, a cooler drum set that sounds better. So you want that too, and then paying for gas, paying for car breakdowns. You just gotta be prepared for it, and time wise, just gotta dedicate yourself to it. You could spend 6 hours a day practicing. You could spend 6 hours a week practicing. You just gotta stay dedicated to it.
I didn't even think about practicing, so way more than 50 hours.
Yeah, I sing all the
R.I.P.
time.
us.
I'm constantly singing. Money-wise, I don't spend too much. I have like the 3 mics, the stands. My dad's
But-
always had the PA.
It's so fulfilling.
Oh, no, by far.
So
It's worth it, yeah.
it's
definitely.
if you want to put your mind to it, it's totally worth it.
I'll be at work and, it'll be a slow day. Nobody will come in and I'll just be like, oh, those are good lyrics. And I'll like
Yeah.
type them out on my phone.
like even if we went nowhere, nothing happened to us, we all just kind of like faded apart. I think it would all still be worth it. All the
Oh,
money I've
totally.
spent, all the time I've put into this, it would have already been worth it.
It's our baby.
All right. We're going to take a quick water break.